Okay, so please tell us your name.
Palatse Karena.
Sither.
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 Yes.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama asked us to record the experiences of older Tibetans to share with the younger generation of Tibetans, with Chinese people and with the world in general, to document the true history, beliefs and culture of the Tibetan people.
단다데 ngakyu lugyu changju tandaji palikyodu gyun kurup chigdwa 이 야름지기 랑된다 럽된 시선래 야름지기 가르친 스둥거서나 따뜻한도 gengo 조도도스 조도디가는 벽이 계랍 lugyu 간에 차여거든요 막 가리가리 치기베게 롱도 벽스타 첨보되는 미다 망보지 여러와 엔디게 lugyu 미래 모레게 엔 디데 지갈 메티 간에 엔 점블링라 찍대 더 제메도 간에 엔 페트 시기 강에 도스 엔 디데 엔 치토나 페도 추부 도스 엔 슈마 쉔게 페베기 쉔게 에나게 로 망보 슈라게 막 간에 차오디 시기 셔라메나 니 강에 치무스와 पेटन पाले किरंगी लुंबा मितिसु किरंगी लुंबा त पाले तारी शेयर सुन शोंगे हामोगन आगे लुंबा ते पाले ते शेयर दुसने यान ते टेंजन हा खोया ता नि केना दुसु के चिकता शोंगे दुसु के न्यामे के फेसिंगने नेतान चिक रंगजी के शि खारे करे दुसने यान ते शोंगे टेंसन गेमी शोंगे टेंसन मिक्से की पेंटो छबो ता इन पेते मा छबसे पेंटो ता दने युदिगन यान जुक लबदो शिजो के नगन दे शु येशो.
Do you give your permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use your interview?
단다 트와트랜드 에니 치게 팔레크라기 간들 거다 초진 손에 땅이로와. Yeah, sure.
If any time during the interview you want to take a break, just let us know.
단다 트와트랜드 투드 테스트 뭐 차선에 팔레치 테스트 데우면 지금 땅고 소바다 추통하나 팔레크라 까나 디가 테스트 데 추통이 지금 팔레치네 나 초리슈.
If there's any question you'd rather not answer, just tell us.
기증한테 주어드는 지역을 빨리 약결을 내 야 먹어 드는 경이 조금 매왔다 도바 매왔는데나 나들 얘기 매서나 가도 좀 듣는 게 말이죠.
If this interview was shown in Tibet or China, would this make a problem for you?
당한테 빨리 그런 트위터 시작이 배다 야나도 맞대는 미스 강에 튀기로 했어요. 강에 튀마라.
나 정말
no problem.
Okay. Well, we very much appreciate you agreeing to come and share your story with us.
단데 그거 나가들 미스테이크 한 동안 투치했슈도.
Can you tell us a little bit about your early life back in Tibet when you were very young?
빨리 그런 게 아니면 춘주간에 변에 잘 설로 지겨와 춘주네 이제 버렸어요. 디디가를 간데 차오게 간데 딱 설로 경교들이 가리가리 챙기도 단다 믹스에.
내가 아무도 다 먼저 춘주가 되는데 먼저 사마도래.
사마도.
네, 심지어 되지 신gai 용에. 되더라고요. 당가서 로진지 갈래부터 얘기도 매스럽 시위나. 당가서 하마님 주고로 망제 심지들이 또 로주시스 봐서 심지들이 쇠 대비. 하마저 거리 신경을 같이 한다. 아니 미요고 진짜 좀 진지 갈래서 된대.
Yeah, being from a poor family, our main livelihood was nomad and both a farmer. And I used to go always when age of 14, 13, I used to go to after the animals to look after it.
How many animals did your family own?
Nangmila ane pa semje khasus na kari na semje ke.
Nangle.
Ke nangmila o.
Ngal ngal de ka kunda da minim jure mise phashis ke yo mari. Ngara loju no la ngi bobu de thorwa. Ngara le retala aje ni da wal phomji yore. Ngara le pinja gemba aju chi she diwala ngache. Diwala ya bugu phuchi she ka pinja thu yore. 그때다 아마 제가 가지고 간다때 메시지를 내가지고 가지고 심지어로 저저 드레스데야래다.
난 코로나 심지 가져 빨리 그래.
너무 근데 심지 심지 개요 말이. 심지 가지고 여기 미세자 날라 주셔 이거 주 주지 되네 이거는 소소 미세자라고 말아. 소소 심지니 못 살아 요 말다 별 체지 줘야 돼 카부도 알. 별 체강님마다 리자로서 신기 사제를 말아. 아주 별이 지도하다 가르쳐 가지고 배배까지 시야이는 장겨서 가르쳐 퍼시미베미 줘라 퍼시다니 미베미들 장겨서 이들 가르쳐다 정말 시야인데 다들 레아로 된듯이 아주 소소 좀 있는 소소들 심지에는 심지시고 뒤면에 미심지 요거 부이는 심지 요거 범위는 다들 조벨레가 시야들 가서 봤다 이게 링알 현주치약 심지 릴리신 현주치약으로 로드 디쇼야지 근게 링알이야 능날대 발레치 그래 근데 신배다고 이는 신대고 그래 농벌이야 신고 그래 얘가 신고를 내리지 그래.
Yeah, being from a poor family, we have no any animals within our families. all the whatever we have the animals, it was given by the other big families. We have to look after them, and we have to in return we have to give some limited to them, and even the women they have to go and work under the others farming and household helps like that.
So they were working for the wealthier families.
Have two elder brothers and 2 sisters, including 5 families in the
5 children. 5 children.
The 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I am the 4th from the family.
So your family, you worked for other families in your village, and you said you had to give something back. What did you mean?
Those other animals were looked after. We don't have animals own.
Yes.
We have to look after others animals are kept to us.
And then you said something else.
In return, we have to give back what they have to. And the
this was a new in Shaya Jorava. Shaya the Yama Tuzu, that been the Pendang and the Penda Shiva Savachon Judine, simply the category, with the Lul Chashinara, Kateni, Korama Shilma, Digger, Takanda, Omashora, Penda Tuba, the Message, but Diggs. People so simply Shaya, so Mazanti Lagash or so simply Swinty, so Swinty. Take Mary Liango Mary. So you can
that we have one of our families working that big family. They give some limited amounts of animals to look after it, and we can use that milk and whatever the animals we can use because they're giving because one of our families working under them.
So you can use as much milk and cheese as you want from the animal. You can use as much as you want.
Yeah, means the same the khazu petana ta pagal che shege de khazu o mata karina chatan su pejita rawa.
This was a bit of khazu me ba Jewish of the toss in the children of the midi khazu michi the khazu no legacy in the digi legacy gear of position konsati ngazu mi gension khazu nibo nigo. 얘가 뭐 법에 대해서 컨셉이 쇼리 가지고 심지 대비 쇼쇼로 가지고 가르고 쇼야 쇼와 수수 tenga 수수 쇼션 되고 그 심지 개가요 말이. 되게 되고 말이.
Yeah, being one of the family working under that big family, they give some limited animals to look after it, so we can use it any times and there's no objections and that we should not use with this and that.
Okay, so are you talking about milk or are you talking about meat as well?
Not meat. That better semje shasa chomara semje digi better cheshake semje jora. Di shadne ansa dini chechomara.
건조게 정말 뒤로 소소 심지 따이거. 그냥 제조 말 근데 지금 말이.
We are not
마다 근데 세 근데 제조 말.
We cannot kill or do anything. That's just given for the time being. So only milk and butter, anything you can use. Not any meat or anything.
And wool from the sheep, could you use
and
that?
And pay so ties.
And no need to give it back to the family. We can use it.
You can use the wool from
we
the
can
sheep.
Use, yeah.
So what animals were you given to look after? Sheep and yak?
The jinda de any kari some kari kondo la tigre ya tigre to tigre look tigre khati.
Kari tigre thambut ke kesa yori. Bide ngam mesa di lega chiro wal. Ni loji na liya wal singe lega chinge in loji liya du khaji tigre na. Du bide ke daji liya du tenzi korsa na du phebe ke jara. Pade dewa in ta thera chigi na teni shu seri. Tindi chigi kore midil laja. 나오지 니 되고는 숨되게 또 라지 되거라. 다시 리레 루트 정에 있는 루트 로질이야 될 루 숨시 그지 되기네. 뒤째베 루트 자가 지기제 될 그지 김배 주네 소소라 녀그래. 근데 좀 녀말이. 딘데 제니야 파르두고 뭐 시고를 미세 녀샤와다 샤와 카이 말이. 님주 숨제데 딘데.
Tapeta ni SMJ ni shoot and you shoot there a channel not correct tagore.
Number simple needs and has an answer to Tawaji. Couldn't young Marda. Simple toss and your cousin Simple Jagacha, somebody, but answer Simple was a Tawaji Mari. Simple never told mother, don't was young Mari. Pension in the Yagaso meeting, the Gonda short to show you, share your rich but that be the look of you, not you should miss Doomer on. Do maybe in the Kunibu Tango. Couldn't the cause of so many measures of teeny but Tango.
Yeah, that animals, those animals are not given for a long time. We can use it anytime. And we have to, those animals, means example 1 year period of the year season, the animals are given in rebirth of the animals again rebirth. But if animals are born, we have to give it whatever extra was there, we have to return back totally to the family.
Are we talking about sheep and yak?
Samjay Prayora. Some
Yerke Besna.
Tapedana, Tomadina, the Pedana, Nalaga Docha. Tomacha, he subta Samjay on the letter Pejutan Tirua. Pejutan is simply caricature.
Just what
Very
animals?
simply, Tindi Marta. Petit Mezati and Mezakora, Lutonga in the Ral. Lutonga, Dunda Sona Mijorva, meeting I possession. Malako Loji Lujuni, Lujuni, Mezakorena Yadix, Lungaranche, Maranulta Jigs. That the Lugu Chuji in the Lugu in Jadajoka Chara. What today toss and go to the degree, but you can't lay at the side that goes Sanchi Mare. Put to go to the same dog, Mazu was in the High School. Could you go he could Rimbutia was saying with Diego Mari, and Condula Mother, Womatio Mari. Toss in the Castle Legacy, Chajiro.
Tapedana, Samjay Todd, they any Palaki, Kyerong into Gun, and Kyerong continuing up the Chudigan, Kizi, and Shasa when it comes to
This was so going to
example, if I'm working in that family, rich family, they were asked to look after the 1,000 goats and sheep. They were given some limit of the animals for to use it to individual.
Yes, no, I understand that.
1 minute, given to the individual. If the birth 10 was given, if it year comes 15, we have to look. We have to take it in. We have to look after each other in all together. We cannot take it home back to the own house. We have to keep it in their house also.
They keep it in their house.
Their house, and we can use it whenever we want.
Yes. So if he repeats himself, Namgyal, so just say he repeated what he said before. You know, you don't have to repeat it again. So did he look at? Did your family look after the animals of many different families? It sounds like you looked after the animals of a few different families, not just one family, yeah?
Pedana Palagondo that Tomonyomju the Gane, Tomacho chair the next Taga Tura. Tomacho do the Tomakasakala and Taga do the Kanaka.
Misson did it that Lunia. But the Drogay was your Droginch. She would give me Gina. She would do a message in the Pomachanda Singh door. Can you read the teaching door? Mati Mezanti Lu Soviet, Mezan Lu Penji is the new Lut continuing to grow. Cheers on the low soon Ludi, Lu Terraja Gosh. Lu Terraja Luca among the Percy Shet to wash. Percy Shet to grow, that's a combat as a yard to record him to area. Cheda di Ludi Tanga di Mezio di Lu Tanga to physical key, the Physical Orva, the Kenchigo Mari. Tatana Mazuji Orba, Mazu Karis, Mazuti, danger Mezajina. Lu get him a whole Lutonga young look at him a Yuvina. That Sakureka, Zadingala, Medio Sago, Mashi, Sasaya, the part I sent to the 20, socially part of the other Nimajil Turkey, cutting the Nimajil Tessus now Hero, Shassing in the social Guiana, Chikuini, Guiana, that's him get over to the put in the mother Sigmarwa, when you social union meva, say Himarwa. Pokaduru Tindida, go to Sozare, step in that Sasa to the Pindajuve and Sigaro and the Pit of Jarva, Juvenal, Simja Shakes, Sagers, take a less Sosata, contribute to General Potion Dixie. But the Kunis are.
Yeah, we used to stay in one house. Because why? Because those animals are given to me. I have no area to get this grass to be given. Those big people have limited areas to goats were taken or sheep were taken, put it. If a poor family, they have no any space or land to look after this goat and sheep.
So did you work for one family?
Yeah, he worked for the whole one family.
One family only?
Only.
I see. And you looked after sheep and goats, is that correct?
Rather,
make it very simple, please, Namgala, the question. Okay, as simple as possible.
And the cake any tanda pen tomatic rather look chipuchita de ora.
Rather, Susan Mizan, you the rather lose your worry. That Mizan, the cheap Mizan Chip in the color Dichu, Relucu, rather Lunimbo Koroma, the Kagayo, Nimur Radius.
And to the tomato geomara.
Geomara, with the
Only goats and sheep, no yaks?
No yaks.
Goat and sheep, okay. And so your family was able to use as much milk as you wanted.
Sure.
And then obviously, then the rest of it you just would give back to the family, the rest of the milk and everything.
Not like that.
No, how did
example that they have given limited animals that milk can be used by self. Otherwise, the milk and everything, the thousand of goat and sheep.
When you say limited, do you mean that there was a set amount?
Such amount are given to them,
Set amount.
looking after for the animals.
Yes. So we're talking about a certain amount. A certain amount.
Sure.
So what was that amount? How much were they allowed?
Kyondola and Simjig, logical and solar and Simjig Kazusti.
La.
Simjala.
Tangazo and the conscious Lucia Jorava, Lucia de la largest cake, Ling Marta. Taco meeting low to in a shumaso. Rutebe in the dollar to the Corinies in the Tigres. Relutebe in a relu, some Kazin, Colchas and Jenny Relutico, Tacorena, Yanja or Shagrava. Timothy Relu Tendal,
Shadra, in that log it says so that you can decide.
Sarah, Lucia in the Basil Lola. No, to take you to cheating him, rather say a Kazakay or Lura Lingrimanja, Rashu Lingmari, Radicus Yagal Zimara, Ratiza Mango Yomari. They were Mango Yumari, Lura Mayungur.
Most always sheep, not less the goat, but they give yearly 5 to 6 goats to look after them.
Kunjigi rather do Nyalatilla, Kyerong Mare, Midi Lagachi, these are toss, you can see to tortoise, Legacy Shore. Consisting of Yago at the Tiro. That's a larger Tigos.
Yes, here.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Yes?
Sorry, carry on.
Means every year the limited was sheep was 5 to 6, and there was given the goats were less in the family. Used to take only sheep in return, looking after the sheep in per year.
So, how many animals altogether were you looking after?
That depends on some cases you are talking about dinner and to the top.
Simjeko, Nozo Yerta, Nazan, Manzo Lumba, the Simja and the Tiz has a question in the Pinche take a Mari. Monsieur Jago Nija Sumja.
It might be 1,000 to 1,200, as being a farmers and nomads both, so animals are limited, not much.
1,200 animals altogether they were looking after. So was 5 sheep a year, was that adequate for your family's needs?
Logic is solar logic and look nas lot of tiwara and the end the taka and the bakang there and young tagomara.
The Layakayo Marita, Nada of Harcha, and Koran to you, what the Mosnios, so renewed such a Kayomara. Did you go to Monte Marti, Color Kanaki, in a Kiva, Console Legio, so don't let me go into the Kaji there. Kuchamuchai Yordan, Kolega Horachiora, Kuchamuchai, call it Kakin Tiomari. Shuanis was a shuri, Panos was a Mikori Lagashura, Kagin Marco, Rembi Michumchagir.
It's a normal. It was quite satisfied because we have no own land, so the land for the goats were used by a big family's land. So it was quite satisfied, and we don't mind. It was usually normal rotations we have to face.
But you weren't allowed any goats. So you couldn't get any milk? right?
Ramanya ni omashi shira remarwa.
Right.
Kanisa.
Really, Rakura Kapsan shows. Rakapsan shows rather Lushik Mari. Rara should ready Madi Toats. Madi test machine.
Mashima.
Machine, mad machine. Look the other six. Shoya Kaka should do Rangam the Horashi sugar, Lulorichi shoes. Short of the Kakatos.
The use of the milk between the goat and sheep was quite different, and butter was more better and milk was more better than a goat to sheep. Sheep was more better, butter was more better.
The sheep?
Sheep was more better.
Oh.
Milk and butter was more better than a goat. Used to milk the sheep and goat differently, separately, not one to mix it and like that. Used to make it separately, and milk and butter were used separately, as because sheep are more better than a goat.
The sheep milk was better.
Yeah.
But not much milk comes from sheep, does it? Really?
And look now, Mama Nunga was rare.
This is not so rare. My lose said Lumbati and I was so usually. Lumbo Saka to the Lunish and Saka Jashim Yawasa, Simja or Dagmari. Simja or lose the child was. So usually, six. That Lumbo Sashura Mijota, Louis Mangusia, Kazaka, Rogan, and Louis Kazota, Yatover Chugra, or my human.
It is not like that. The sheep get less milk, but it's according to the grass and food of the grass sheep. If they had good proper grass and whatever they did, it will get proper milk, and there's more soon. Okay. If they doesn't have a proper any to eat and this, then no doubt they will get milk was no less or anything.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, they were given these 5 sheep per year, and they could do whatever they wanted with those 5 sheep, and they weren't allowed to use any of the other animals. They didn't drink goat milk or do anything with the other animals, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, because earlier you said they could use whatever they wanted. So I just wanted
only
to clarify.
use it that what the animals are given.
The animals that were given.
They can use it in any
then
time.
those ones.
They can use the meat or milk and anything, but not with the
but
others.
not touching the other animals. Okay, and the family, and he said that he looked after these animals on the family property because he didn't have any property. So where did you live? Did you live in a house, in a tent? What was your home?
얘가 도와주는 일을 코리아 시티만 소소 사지가 강바이어. 그거 되고 말이.
소소 강바
정말 님주죠라. 님주지 이게 그 매선 시대를 강바이는 강바 그 대바들이나 시야지.
소소 강바이어 말와.
소소 강바이어 말이.
We have no proper own house by us. We have to live in their house or a tent where we have to look after the animals. With their house, not by us. We don't have proper house and tent.
You lived in their house sometimes?
Yeah, always, mostly in their life, whole life was spent in their house and tent.
In their house. So what kind of living situation were you given in their house?
That pattern called me Shibanala Dego Chunani, chick, Tedandi, any chick, test Mandajura, Kondukamba Yana, so test. There's no doubt that they live better life and the extra and what the normal house was they asked to use in that house, but we cannot stay in their house and that.
Sorry? You said he stayed in their house?
Their house was, many houses were there, but not on that main house was not allowed to stay. They was kept in separate house.
Ah, so it was a separate house.
Separate house for them.
Can you describe your house?
And Kangba the Kande, the pen Palikundal de Jura. Kambala and Kodu Tomati, so Kamba chair and the Palikund test, Kamba Shamachin de Jura. The Kamba the Kande Jada.
Kamba Todd in the Mons Sakura. They could have been Chamas in the Richunjus in the mother. She made the Jajas and Mazulum with the side Kentaki, Sakura, Sadar, and Dilia, Tambash and I came to show them Midoa, Kundang Mari. But here Kamba Sajan, Sakura said, Kenta sugar that thought the Boris Shinjagara, but a Yambari. Shingali Yambajus. Yambajap, Pangli, Parsat told the Yamba. But the Alpora Satuk, Taji Jashara, said Chavi, Tarot of chest that shouldn't take you. That was the Mezako de la Camber of Tindikunju, Chicken, Teba, you in a quick combat. 간도 걸 미세 양이 가요 말에 고사사 찌부찌부를 더 다라리 뭐도 걸 미세 시라디아로 틴데데 틴데지 가요 말
뭐 최종인데
대버스 개들이 다 차가서 최종으로 딘데 차가요로 상가로서 거기 최종으로 딘데 영어요 맞아 저부터도 열 맞아 생각하고 있다 강바 통수 강대 통수 직세로 개발 유명한데
빨리 그런 대교 강바다 동바시나 대지요와 강바대 간대지요
맞아 배에 능데 애들이야 맞아 그 차도서 내가 메시 차도서 요구로 와 요차도 요구서 내가 메시지 명으로 그래 이는 맞아 차간 체제 맞아 미세 강바 친주 강바 그 시즈 알아 주의 능 맞아 차 친주 질레로 와 제당에 메마게 대단한 게 공리 쉬울 텐데 기능신다 강바 혼자 메시지 요구 좀 그제 이네 강바 딘데 강바 그 미직 니스네 요요
There was a separate house for the servant. It's always made by the mud. Even the bigger house, they was also made by mud itself. And only different was that size of the house. And they might be having a temples or something like that in the house, the big families. But normal they have given made a separate house to the servant and normally not only me, rest of the servant can stay in this area and do like that.
So this position of being a servant is called a sempon, right?
That pala kyerong tanda pagala ani chiki ta lega chinderwa dila kharil lagre kondu ki tikabla ke pala la kharil sembe lagora
la
sembe lagora sembe sana khalora
sembe
la
sembe sana ko sembe jaga mi umse서 제 자가 들 sembe 시거라 맞아 개견도 들 sembe lagora 맞아 대 이니 요구 lagre 요구 초갈 요구 기밀 요무시라 그 내가 신이 줘라 봐 딜 요구 요물 lagre
as a being a man is called this one yokpol khalure
la yok pol yok 뭐 요무시
yokmora sembe semusana
sembe sene 팀마다 sembe sembe jaga 가르서
dela pala dangi ma aja gandu ke chot linkala ane pala kana ane phagi thongba dela ane khasora ropa chene te putan chigi semu chemola re
la 뭐 sembe 보고 당해 보고다 아니 공부 요구 중에 sembe시로 그래 요구 중에 sembe를 그러다 야 먹이 요구 먹을 때 타러 먹을 요구 여기 다 리다 신데 버려 내가 세팅해 줘라 진지게 줘라 다 sembe시는 공부하는데 요구 나를 뜻이다 가르쳐 지혈아야 예마지 시가다 안 트렌드게 하러 딘데 sembe다 안 보고니 몰라도 돼 아우팅
a sembe means that helper and worker in the house not in the field and that. And he was a worker in that house, looking after the children, washing this and that.
So
that was the call simply.
That was your job.
He was doing, yeah. Yeah. And he used to go to school, taking the children to the school and this and that.
Did you go to school?
Palakana loved to do it. A pudding and the door. Kyerong loved to do it. Yeah, I've gone to school at Kyerong.
저도 다 거기에 가서래 저도 숨주 인급주 어디 뭐지도 저희는 가다 신del로도 저희 결혼 로시디
럽조시네
라 로시 말에 종디 결혼을 하면 그 부부디 결혼 종도와
라
초등생도 결혼 종도로 뒤걸 정으로 음식이 렉지 주소 주사
라
렉지 주소 생 해서 주너로 군디 다 대창에다가 두지 째너로 뒤걸 종참 사베 지브레 종비디게 종비지니
가드래
야 그다음에 신del로들이 좀 없이도 기게나 저를 로시대요 없이 기게 이지 신del로들이
안티데 빨라 로브지 앞에
말로 주대로 근데 요거로 나 요거 들어 내가 결혼을 그러 나를 대서 때 열어 봐 장질 내 공원은 아주 좋고 싫어 진짜 얘기리야 다디디 흉진 당부시자데 근데 납주 주소 종거라는 다 권에 납주 주리 배배 아주 님주복을 생각은 님주복을 납주 며 흉진 납주 요마라 디디 흉진 납주 주시 흉진스 소나로 봐 가르선 종을 내가 드리 뭐만 종이 가리 옆디게 성목으로 다 흉을 씹어 먹습니다 흉 뭐가 요마리 다 매지 또 씹어 열어 봐 저는 다 많이 해야 돼 흉진 걸이야 요거 배양을 다 흉 소원을 포 팀보다 메시다니 태 가리 뒤에가 정말 흉지 분부를 넣지나 흉을마 루리 정착만 지키셔야 디가 지금 피스칼 해서 레지주제 지금 주사 자연도 낭사를 다 종디 힘이 꽤나라 봐
시외 가다 단다 가리 나는 라인 단다
레지주도
렉지주죠 지도리네 말아
지도리면 렉주 렉버주 순거버 렉주
It was formed in 1950 when government of the Tibet during His Holiness order a socialism in Tibet since it was in 1950 it was might be 1954 so my
근데 군대 연한 중인은 해서 연한 중인은 가서 해서 내가 줘래.
When His Holiness went to the China, it was period that I and myself boss, who was the district administrator, was appointed at Kyerong. So I went there and stayed there for 4 years, and during that I got the opportunity to study, and it was ordered from the government of the Tibet that we should build, give opportunity to the student, study this and should build schooling, this and that.
So your boss was the district administrator.
Yeah, he's the district administrator.
Of which district? So was this the same school that his children attended?
Yeah, there is 2 children and himself 3 got opportunity to study over there. The elder was a more The elder was still, he lived in Dharamsala. He was the Tibetan medical astrologer, and he studied law very.
With him?
With him, the eldest one.
The eldest kid?
Who was now in Dharam, was in Dharamsala in Tibetan astrology.
So you... Do you want to drink water?
Chapchuwe. Learn Sither.
So he said he went to school from 54 to 58, is that right?
And he got only opportunity for 8 months only.
Oh,
but
only 8
learned a lot. But other 2 boys got continuous education, and he got, because he has to have to work under them, have to follow any. Then we had no opportunity to go to school. And at Kyerong he got a Buddhist teaching from the Abbot twist that the elder son and himself got opportunity. Almost 3 months teaching got opportunity. From Abbot what he teach never got much lesson because we were quite young and we ignored all this.
So for 8 months, in 1954,
yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, sure.
He went to school
in Kyerong.
In Kyerong.
Zong, where is the main center.
And what did you study at school?
Only Tibetan script.
딜지루 시그레 타백디 제시니 시문데 제시니 시주 슈주 메나직다 잡아직니 여러와 정치가 저 제직다 쉐시니 등그레 통고지다 잡아시다 이네도 된다 망서 로스 공원이 죽을때 다른 사람 필요고 요새에 마스 모르르이 한들 고서 이게 셀랍드 dim교리 이거 지야 비싸서
거랑게 랍셔기로와
거랑도 말이다 종기 뚜로 종기 랍드 정말 종 랍드 뒤는 종 랍드 켜입니다 북을 메실 날라 켜입니다 종 숨주 산라지 북을 넣어 숨지 땡겨리
when 1954 when they started the first schooling at the Kyerong zone, it was ordered from His Holiness, and during that time there's two authority was appointed by the government of Tibet, and one from the monk, one from the local this one. So that the monk was very good in Tibetan script, and due to that the school was more facilitated than this.
So your teacher was a monk?
Tanda Puig, that you the parliament of Puig Labgin Jura. You Labgin the Sure.
Labgin the Zidung is even much session. Zongzi doing Tangra, not Tilo, Kopi Yagar.
Koran Lab
Koran Labri, Gang is the the Shungi, but Zongo Lega Sudoa, someone that gave someone Zong Kaka Yura, what Sidu Sosil Logor, Sudmini should do logos.
It was the teacher of that Boto. I got don't the Kusha tell Hasa?
Yosipemba.
Wasepemba. Is a Wasepemba.
He's a monk.
Or is a monk.
It
was ordered from the government of Tibet that there should be a school in every district, and the teacher should be the person if that appointed by this one government. If a monk or anyone, so monk was better in Tibetan, so he took this responsibility.
You said something earlier about socialism.
Did you any tada pedana touch? Pedana Chido Rilu Sejura. Tada
Pedana Lexi Jesus, Lexi
Lezo.
What the Kundiran, Yalakan, Lexi Kotambo, that Kundi Mangzu Juju Godamas to the Tindaji Gonia Yungorva. Lexi Jesus.
Jesus and
the Jordan Ravata. Jordan gets a Jesus.
It was, I mean, it's like socialism, democracy was the Reformation, it exchanged the policy of the Tibetan, that during that time there was no any education system, and many system was changed from the government of Tibet, like giving educations and tax consumption of the tax. This was formed during 1954.
After His Holiness went to Beijing.
Yarmujik did cannot pay time to let
Manandi Mavi when the thing of the years. Cannot do the other
left to the China, visit to the China.
It was after or before?
Before.
These changes started before?
Before it.
But the legislature didn't was on this year. Legislature got on one of you as soon as now.
It was in 1953 it's formed.
1953. But you mentioned His Holiness's visit to China earlier.
In 1954.
And why did you mention that? What time frame?
Today, Palaisunsa, today, Petty Jarmuji, Canala, and Pebres, like the Gisunsa catching, Deva Carton and Tishikana.
Kagila.
Then the Jarmuji pattern, today pattern, Tanda, the pattern, Napratunga, the Dipura Jarmuji, education cannot.
Did something happen after His Holiness's visit to China?
Canal Pebs swing back. The
Mazuba, the usual Mapius, Gabjing of Shilla. Then Mazunga, Juman, Mazia, Gabjing local Malkundi Maja and Pier, that Argento Pazi, the Shivan of Jimiro, Kundi Pero.
This was that way. They were not. They were appointed. His boss was appointed at the district administrator at Congo. So they have to live there during that period. His Holiness visit to the China.
When he was appointed district
administrator at Congo, but there was the native place was not at Congo. It was at some.
What was not at Congo? Sorry.
Dingyal ane thomba khawale Congo mante Congo kita Congo bhabek ngela lumba khawale.
Congo sila.
Tanda pala kundu tanda pagala.
Kyerong
Kyerong la bhabek ngela kawal shuwa
공대
공원다 빨리 그러
나한테 대 공대 피피로 시간 중에서 혹시 권에 건도 요구 주래 뒤에라 건도 로순순 로시신이 지그리다 시금마로 뒤에네 공부 쇼가 정치래
공원데
공부 쇼가 정치래 공부 쇼가 존이 야레니 호브랄레 다른 게 쉬면서 레지 주조선 슝기 종은 매매게 다 간다 차에 쇼당 나래 다 도도 쉬비나 종랑 딘디도 와 슝랑에 다 밥디 지어와 슝다 간다 메시로네 가 토단 밥디 지어와 디 마임베 딱 아주 별랑 빼셔도 파 장비 찾아 부분에 태블 그 세도 딘디 방고요래 종술도야 슝기 밥디나 크면 딘디 디게 링 셰그로 큐니요 말에 도야요 말에 건도 쇼고 좀 낭설해 다 루티야에 루티 그거 되게 좀 먹어 되게 종을 사회 맺죠 종을 미리 민강을 포기 민강 부용을 포기 그래 디모다 상배 종을지 안 한지 되게 상을 해서 민강을 맞던 거 이제 다 가리니 디리 된다 똑똑 너무 이는 비좀 개미도 그래서 종거라게 다 갈라가다 제약관이 세대 종을 맞지 제격은 다 그래도 그저 이도 해도
Before 1954, there was a very this one it was the order that lot of tax and everywhere you have to pay it from the district to the district. It was ordered that all the tax and everything should be cut it and people should give more free like education. It was reform. It was a reform, and the policy was made that tax should be limited, and no one is allowed only tax to be paid directly to the government, not to the district, and it cannot or district cannot order any name of using name that tax to be collected. This was all cut, and it was orderly strict during that period. So that period, his boss and they was giving opportunity to transfer to the other Kongbos, Kyerong, this one, Kyerong Tong. And every 3 years they used to transfer to the, have to transfer to one or the other for a district administration post.
So his boss was not the district commissioner administrator before. He became district administrator in 1954 of Kyerong. Yes?
Tanda ane tanda kege tanda ta 진다르디 지금 국정가 중앙주의 내내게 동벌래.
예, 디들 공부 좀 정치해. 공부 휴가 좀.
엔딩이라.
딩이라 그건데 종디 디머시 체면은 녜녜라. 배일만 자주직 당시야.
자주스나?
자주스도 흉기야. 너네 군이 자시라요 봐. 흉 자금 자금 내 자고를 쇼두세도 체도에서 봐. 농부디나라 야 아주 맞아 제 감문으로 주셔서 봐. 자주스도 쇼그를 재미게 아니면 다즈도선디 자금도 검수도를 내려고도 와. 딜레마야 로직 논의에서 되는 시 당시야. 디네 앞에 있는 공부 쇼가 좀 체리. 공부 쇼가 좀 이제 뭘 로직이지. 쇼리 가서 내가 호브랄 파직 도리 다 된줄 리기 먹으래. 디네 결혼 좀 고생나 그래. 결혼 거 좀 없다 가서는 고생나 그래.
He was the district after one opportunity was given. Before that also he was being appointed before also. He has been a district administrator.
He was of a different district.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in 1953, there were some reforms that were made by the Tibetan government, and they included tax cuts, and that every district should have a school. So the tax cuts, can he describe what those tax cuts were? I mean, how did they affect your family? Did you, what kind of tax were you paying before, and what kind of tax did you pay after this reform in 1953?
Tasha Pedana Lobra Tuga Sopata, Tedre, and Chimua, the Chura. He got a Palacuna and Tomonium to the Mixi cannot pit off with the kitchen.
None of the music of the Kamas was a dingy check that do the Misa Polica Yumare. Nimio German, the Polin party, Sulan Yumara. Police said that the Halakan meeting to the police Shadoa. Pichel has a Kodazural police rayor. Pichashavina. Division Koda Korantoral. The largest in the Shung Moga, Polish were Korator Shire. Time Mrs. Rakayas, Mrs. Dugo to Chatajun and Tatu. The Transital Bunch do aero. Tanije, Sayagalahora, do ya tin at the Talutrimasu, Jegitashata, as the Jegravata, Dulia, Gora, Kajilia, Logil Kacha de Winnie, Jigdago, teacher, and what the Temasu, DJ, what Tinamawere.
During this reform, tax concession and schooling, personally have no any benefit because I am from the royalty, I have no related with tax.
Oh, so you didn't really pay much tax anyway?
No related with tax because I don't have any to with the farming and anything.
Didn't have any land,
any property or any land like that.
So it didn't really
But this tax concession was mostly benefited to the Lhasa authorities people because they have been highly taxed, and so they have high authority of the at Lhasa people. They have many debt to pay to the government, and they have got lots of opportunity benefiting from that. Even for the farmers also they have relief, lots of relief.
And these reforms that you say came about through the authority of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, how did you learn about them? How were they announced? How were they, you know?
Tanda pedan any lecture chido said any seras chungro that ngasung ngapsima. Di palkirana any kandesi case any kandeseta kandechina the chinola pedan yongda hakuwa di.
Nothing like that. Cook Zondi Yoshidero. Took Lali the Zondi Targo, the Tangan, and Makundi, the Zonang Sarwa. Zonga,
Zonga, Miki Hakuwa. La.
For example, did somebody come to the village and explain this to everybody?
Firstly, no, because I'm working under the administrative officer. So I know as all the officials.
Oh, so you learn
everything from me. And the local people also knows because this was announcement was also given to them.
There was an announcement.
Yeah.
Somebody actually came to the village from the government?
No, they administrative went to
the administrator
went because they got information this should be done by the instruction. They gone to the village and announced like that.
So what was the general feeling then, learning about these reforms? Was it treated as good news? Yeah, it
was feeling was very much to us, but it did not took for a long time.
It what, sorry?
Did not took for a long time.
Oh, it did not really come into effect.
For effect. Within a period, then started.
Well, how long did it take before you started noticing a difference?
Gemi conservancy, Gemi that Shiridelia, Dozanova, Kajako Shimo, for the Isasama Korzami Social. Koizeke, Pensike, Toyo Mari, Tezuka Mari.
With the limited period, and so it was within short period, it cannot come to the result. Because to take it in result, it should be limited period. And between that, Chinese has come and then he did all this, and that benefit did not come to the result that this policy was very benefited to the peoples of the Tibet.
Because there wasn't time.
Yeah.
How were you treated by the district administrator who you worked for? How were you treated?
빨리 결합할 동분이면 내가 지고라. 빨리 결합을 그 동분이 간대 지금도 야구 지금도 독자 지금도 주부 지금도 믹스에게 같이 수비올라 내가 지고도 가네.
독자 시작해요 말이. 당일 내가 가르쳐서 나라를 주시는 보고 싶다고 보고 때이 근데는 아니 그런 도야 마지기다. 이뭐 가르니 로야다 아니지. 가져왔다. 돌로 줘야다. 샬라야마 자야다. 안 딘디지 고 셈비센디 내가 딘디지라고 걸 제라제라 간도 이사발은 저거 말이 가게 저거요 말아. 미세 누가 딘디지야 가게요 말이.
Nothing was ill-treated because my work was also look after their children, how to dress, how to eat, and all this was work by to be done by myself. So nothing ill-treated by any time. They cared me lots.
They cared for you.
Yeah. Pal khondo ke kela any pui bata jambu da de yaku chigo ro. They carry him lots.
공 코로나디 가르쳐 공 신다 이 말이 다 전도생인데 미디 그래 시간이 야고를 가르쳐 저걸 엄청 구규래. 바고를 엄청 생기 동규리 전도생인데.
Thapo ramjam.
바고를 엄청 해서 바고 관리도 띠 전도생 그래. 미든지 교대 가르쳐 이거 보고 진짜리 줄이 얘기를 해 그러지. 이거 얘기 말을 제시고 말이야. 이거 서고 얘기 그러지. 얘기를 그래 미. 이거 서고 얘기를 하시고 이거 도저히 키웠던 거야.
My the way I work was that their family was very calm. He was very calm, and their policy was whoever they work under them, they try to educate their peoples, and they was a very respectful person in that area.
He was a very respected person, and the children who you looked after. The children of the administrator, did they treat you as one of them, as one of their own, as an equal?
And put the Tayam the Palical Lachi or Putavora, and put those again, chick, Takundu chick, Pombogi Pugin, so what time, Tower to the chick, get in there. Who would always as the normal, no, as a friend.
Who chick the Gale loss, not to chew, chicken, Gale logic, new chumachri.
Because both the children were smaller than me. One is 2 years smaller, one is 5 to 6 years.
No, Lord, you could usually yell to going to Lord Judin Chogyal, Chung the Lord Chushi.
I was 19 and then the rest of the boy was 16, 12 or something like that. They were younger than me.
So they looked up to you?
Yeah, look up to him.
Looked up to you. And so you were never made to feel that your position was lower than them?
And they call and so that mean on Lega Chi to the Tung Cha de Goda and she test my opportunity to get chunsa. Nothing feeling was.
Not me too, or forget me too. You me too.
No.
You me too. Somewhere I hear. Our good Kensington thought of the society Legacy. Those are there in the Kyerong, got Zonga Legacy. Shielding in the Yangra, healing in the Sahi Lega the Kyerong. Kora yegi mise share kan yo mari kora rangi lega kan share di shigure ma cheba ine te lega share maji lega share kora songya in song lega share ji yorwa o terra ma mise ke kol kan yo mari.
There were 6 members working under that family workers, and we all equality, and we work according to our system work as given. So there is no any problem. Example, like if you go to work under some farmer or some nomad, then we have to face lots of problem going there, looking after this, carrying this and that. Here, this under working as administrative officer, there's a lot of relief.
What did you receive in return for the work that you did for this family?
That pattern of Pagala, the Zumbu, the Palakura Legachini, Yurumudera, till any Tula mistake, Allah, Mr. Career.
Let's say you for a minute. Tulu did he has a dish. Kaladal, Halasai, the Dugan, she was a Dudenzi Kartota, Tortigre, Chata, Jigatin, Somana, Tinker, and Notangashi. Some of the La. This I am Matiko Majin, Marie, so over Majin, your years. You're for Nangorable Majin, you're at this Suri. Goes with Shalakase, Tanazil Miss Harris, and as well as Pangaris, well, some of his same. Do take it on, do the tap, because the bus is so, and it's subject that there was so much subject to waste a dozen subjects of the field. 소마소니에 대가다 두바다 지금 차트도 거래 동거래 찍지 나도 찍지.
There is no any salary and this and that. Whatever the daily need is, it was given by them. And a daily fooding or this was all cooked by the administrators.
A place to live, enough to eat,
and everything was
room
there.
and board, but no payment.
Now, food was different with the administrator family and workers.
You got different food. So did you ever get any time off? Any?
That in the lega cheat that they can mix it, concern that they can do it.
You can marta ko pe musical day
Like, no,
Santa
there's
Hami was here.
never
You
have to
go
continue our
routine.
Okay. So can you just, were you quite happy then in this work?
And the kind of lega the cheat that the mistake it can get Thomas. No feelings of any problem.
No problem.
No problem.
No problem. He didn't say he was happy. So who is Dagthon Chogyal Dorjee?
Kota Shenda in the Kangan Yur. Was going to Jamio Mara. Jam Shatter. Jamio Mara Shatter, I say. Kota Shenda in the yet. Jumped into the Toship to the Halaya Buja, Maraja, digging with the man who sent it among years. In the other day, the Kayo Mara, Korgon, Goyaro, Korasha to 22. In a some year, away, may see the jump shoes.
If you work under somewhat other administrator, we may face more problems. Like because our administrator doesn't have a wife, she's expired before. So if wife is there, she interferes in everything and gives more problems.
Oh, really?
In other cases, it used to occur.
Okay. All right. Who is Dagthon Chogyal Dorjee?
What?
Dagthon Chogyal Dorjee.
Dagthon Chogyal Dorjee is the
Tagdon's Mezani Mingri. Tagdon's
the
Mezani
family of that name.
Ah, that was their name.
Chogyal Dorjee is the going to say it.
Dagthon is the family name, Chogyal Dorjee is the person.
He's the administrator. Ah, so you also worked inspecting grain stocks, is that right?
And in Kyerong, anything do the Langata, the net and Robert Donio.
Do I?
Oh, the Konda Diku, all and do the day, touching Langata.
And do the last in the two Coralea, dinner showing issues or nobody tango the Dromashi or Maral. Now for Mashi or Marcano, either should say yet the Namashi Jagomida. She said the Titsudo, Cho Jarat Sudo. Ruti Robal Table, Roba Yungri.
Doba.
The Shungurdo, the Shungri, the song was the Libby, consul buttons in the sucking my younger Kyerong. Ruti had the consul deal. Consul and Susali. I said the Harjos and Sadi money and never meet Jacking you. That is home out. So much in the day they Harjos and the day they has a Milan Matango, and took you in his has a Milan Matangos. Melan she to receive the Rose, Zonga, Zonga, my Jones door, the Coos door. They were reaction shows. Tango to Heart Sally. That's how much to jelly. Jelly Lelam, Diacolos, that's what the Geo of the Yantic Tung Kawase. I don't go there, Papa, Miss, the terrors you mentality. I know, Pajitina, Kino chicken, killing several things in Siri. Tinted to Jago, the Yakro Jago, there was a come just one. The man has a tongue.
That day, Penna Tumodi,
Tumudi,
Palkanaki Tomara.
Some but there for your marching.
Yes, it's help in taking, going to the this one. Grain to the grain or wheat to the other areas nearby. So give it to them, and from that in return they take salt, and then there is the nearby Nepalese on the border. The Nepali people comes and bring rice. So they give
barter system.
A barter system. So exchange it other food. That they give them the salt, and in return they take rice, and so bring back to the area and just grain it, and then you have to go and give it to the administrator. So the administrator has to be given limited something every year to the government of. The day they
Milan he do is Milan
during the Molam they have to go and give it to
Milan Katangus.
Kasu Tao.
That she just take that insert tongue in the ship just tangle.
20 like a bag which most might be 25 kgs 40 baggies we have to give annually to that molam during that molam.
So,
The rice.
so you would travel with Chogyal Dorjee, the district administrator? You would travel with him to do this
And the
trade?
song di kya to the kind of tan zongwen yam la pena kira chipush to.
Rogo mare, kora leaks.
Chorus level.
Kora the leaks. Kora the rogo leaks. Money never leaks.
Deep per cake.
People non-corrible song gas.
We had no need to go away. They all come to here to do the trade. Nepal comes to here and go to Kyerong, and they from the other side they come with salt, and they do trade over here, and in between they do all this.
And what was your job?
Nepal cannot dig up the culture.
La. That was a Dalai. Part of that song Gary. So the case two of that. Be the such in the second and took the take away. Daddy, that was Kong Jura. The Kong Chis, the Miss Unit, the social Dura. There's a Sally Yanni de Yore. Sally, someone that killed it as the Antique Shag of Europe in the Yore. Tilbury Ponjari. Down there, Coloman. Day, Lindy, and Daddy Papa Europe in the end, Tilbury, Saturday, Kong to me, decent in the Yari, come over in the Yari.
Palakunda Karate,
Never such degree.
Duty and
Duty, yeah, Robert Saki, never was a daily.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he helped in giving the grain to the nomads, and from return they take salt and give it to the Nepal, and they take the rice and do all this.
Oh, so he was doing.
He was
supervising.
He was supervising and doing the barter.
I see. And the district administrator, Chogyal Dorjee, after the Chinese started taking control of the country, what happened to him?
사는 아주 시가들 리드자바 알해서 효사도
라
해서 효사를 달래서 효사도 나 거도 해서 가도요 말아 도요 말아 다 도요 믿는 야 아주 시가야 너 신문이 해서 거거든 해서 봐 지금 이게 종사발리로 종사발 알려 손스다 마신 해서 먹이 지다 가지로 좀 님벌리 예서 흉 예서 속으로 봐 해서 도요 그거 그요 말이 다 지사로 얘기 말도 뭐야 또 뭐야 되다 You're sure that you're sure. Young as a Lumanale, Yemigi, you're the Indian lungs are read. They are sushi can do come back to worship Tangra, Missile. The Ninja, Mazu left it and the missing ninja, from sit and the Jimmy to the Mangia Rita Diagoya. Nangu Jala Yakars and the Troa, that in the Troa, recent the day or
Kala.
Not a Lumbal.
Lumba
Nero. You're transcendent. Somebody says that commercial Tolun Chowry, and to come to Shimaka Tolun Chowra, Mazibu Nimini Langare, thank you. That indication dream windows and come with the indication dream windows and Lumik could that message your so good as your. The Machimun de Yomer test in Sokor from what so good as your matter Lumba Sumjis as you, and Makin the Tavakan and share me, Kaka years. Kagar so good as yours. That is Abatagati Keta. That is the dream windows. And to come to Shimumi Mama Yimaina and go to Tindichiva Tosta. Messila and Sati, Chikons of Saya, Katu Saya, Zumbi, Shati, Yandi. And to go to Shikon to me, Mama Yimaina was a tansh. Mother was a nailing cheese. Mama Memma was a nailing chicken mess. They got to Jimmy Jungus and the consequence teacher. The way meeting a daughter of Gia Dirita. Triche, and also the Mamma Young and Combination, such as at that time, Medina Young Morocco, the Ninja, my Jadra in Siorva, Mangia Campagnari. Such as such a Codanella, Calas and Such. Those are the Yin Juguche, go to such a Hawaii in Lotan, to the change of Marla,
Chinese, this one, as soon as when Rasta was. Violence was occurred. Many campers came on the way and were faced lots of problems. and especially the women have to hide and
They were escaping from Kham.
come on way to their route. Kham came
Yes.
onto the.
They were escaping.
Escaping. Then Kham came to the village. The women have to escape, especially they are forced to escape because the Khampa they treat them badly to the women.
Tibetan women.
Tibetan women, and they were given problems like taking all the things and the foods and whatever, especially to the grass to the horse and like that. So when this was occurred, the thamzing
Chogyal Dorjee.
Chogyal Dorjee, he expressed that if really it is the Chuchikandu's force, then we can welcome you by giving whatever it is necessary, but don't force and don't give such bad treatment to our areas, communities. So it was the talk was gone and it was to settle down, and so water limited was to be shared, and they were given to the Chuchikandu's force. If those are not Chushikandu and other Khampas are coming on, they were not allowed to do any problem to the areas on village to them.
So the
So it
Khampas.
means before the British 59, there was lots of problem faced by the Khampas and Chushikandu.
So the Khampas were coming into the village, and they were just kind of taking whatever they wanted without asking, including women.
Yeah, sure.
Like taking women for sex, I'm assuming that's what they're
The
talking about.
Petana, any that Khamba Yung Derwa, and Saya to the Maputo Divora. It came a recent trade at Mixiki. La, only sure. And did they come into the two? Yes, it was lots of problem faced, especially for the women's sex. This one all thing.
엄마 말이 시고라 주문도 용거라 봐. 디제니 안다때 자기 저게도 내린 시야 됐다고 요체로 왔다. 엄마 인데 매대 엄마도 고버리다. 다디 딱은 메파지 디나야 메 저건 이게 메타. 요래 선호라 근데 밀려요. 근데 초벌에 세요로 왔다. 근데 가말 내린 시에 그러면 근접을 지주 맵지. 봐 고물다 뭐네 있는 거 샤자 쇼스. 뭐네 매매 있는 맞지 시험에서 그다 예주 디시에니 그들 내내 가라간다 체리. 대네 그 난가들이 요셔서 난가들이 예민 쇼셔서 하고. 대 휴르데 내가 어디 그 룸에 미 미디가 보라 지로.
아, 미다수.
남미타가 뭐 지래.
단데 그도 통제
통제 뭐 통제 보라 가진다. 근데 얘기 소시하러 와. 얘기 맞으네. 왜요 말아. 샤도에리 잠바도에리 마도에리 간달 칸발 당가도 러름치에 대수 타나 마가시 민치 뭐 열어. 자가 제비될 때 간다고 톱시로 홀라 즉 주용되잖아요. 아니 다 저딘 추게 도저 그 고치하게 안주 팀에 그 고치하게 안주 뒤에 생각 멈추고래. 다 대수 시게 도저 나고 차러.
가지네.
내가 그 고치는 아주 쿠시 먼저 시에 뭐시 먼저 예민 다 예민 그 식으로 예민 주디 때 견적 간발배 티셔고 유민 쓰기고 미샤다 당고 뭐제 세이교 요때 쇼라 다 시게도 시간 저거 정말 시간한테 지금에서 좋으래 망고 좋으래 근데 시게도 나고 차어데 스톱이 나고 차요 말에 예민 거를 가르치고 그래서 예민 원래 제나 과연 인생 깨지 줘라 봐 쟤는 그 틈지 용으세요 틈지 쇼세요 말에 틈지 쇼세요 말다고 여기까지 네 제장으로 왔다 당고 고티에 치으러 봐 어디스 다 감배 도고다 메시 도고 이제 담수 될때 채위 있으면 뭐든가 개발메시 이네 코드시 뭐네 내가 땅이 라비 이슬람이 그런 턴이 싫었다는 거 말이 이네 되게 뭐지래 순치래 장절 뭐 먹고 싶어
샤튼 조래
진도래 저 육티 저는 멍치치 근데 공들이 니다 싶으세요 말이 니다 현다도 망쳤어요
Chogyal Dorjee.
Chogyal Dorjee has to face lots of problems because he leaded the people against the Khampas, lead against the Khampa that we should not give a problem to our village, and this was known to the Chinese authority, and Chinese authority said that why you did give such problems to the village, and collecting all these things and giving to the Khampas. Understood?
Because he was helping the Khampas.
He is helping, the Chinese says. And the people also try to against it. It's true that all the belonging was collected by the Chogyal Dorjee and given to the Khampas. So when the Chinese authority asked him, he accepted everything. I did all this because in the benefit of the local of our area. And he accepted all to this way, and so Chinese authorities gave him less thamzing or struggle station to him.
Less.
He has to face less struggle station because he accepted everything that I did it, but benefit to others. Like that. And he was later given limited thamzing and taken to the jail custody for a long period.
Okay, I want to get back to the thamzing, your favorite subject, but first of all, when the when the campus came, Chogyal Dorjee was saying, if you're true Jushi Gangdru, then this is fine. If you're not, if you're just some random guys acting badly, then we're not going to help you. So was it true then that the Jushi Gangdru troops were more disciplined than the other campus that came through?
Tapetana tanda Chogyal Dorjee and that amdo kundal lavro Jushi Gangdru. In Choras Mina. And ganzu kita karena and chigi is ro me mena ganzu chigi mes to the gan and did love the gan courage to choose the chish kan me to test conductor chop yak the
jo ya jo ko sa jo yungor ta mo mo yim ti ke
yong and god le kimen kan mate the chin to ro
mo mo sa jo mo me mo te ke ji le bin ta jo chi go ta jo ma jin ro ro mo lo ri ta jo ni ti yong ge chaba tin ta jo ko ma tin de to to tin de do tat 상만 쳐 tat 얘네 안 돼가지고 다 저기 깔아 주들 딱 쉽더래요. 또 뭐 쳐 잡아지요. 다 정말 저 저서 가봐 주기 교수 나타나.
아단 저 촌들이 있다는 미세 미축 샤교도 저기.
그저기 저도 그 저도 뭐 들어와. 지게도 들어와. 안디니 따디 거기 얘기 땅 딸랭가 쇼로 딸랭가 리스. 딸랭 따야고 쇼든도 당고 하고 좀 쳐라. 나 매사 시에도 따고 거기서 다 냐야 주요를 망지 주러 봐. 미교를 쳐서 봐. 이네 거기서 딘지 제다 시주 내가로 제가 제일 가니 개미원에 마다래 내가 거기 개미원 troubles.
During this campus, this was occurred. They had to appoint some special members, committee members, that this person should go and collect meat. This should collect the cheese. There was made membership was made. So they used to collect and see this is the right person that is from child Jushi Gangdru or not. If he is, they come from the Jushi Gangdru group, they used to share them and give whatever necessary. If those are not from the Jushi Gangdru, like a monk or something like Kampas who are coming, so they don't give or do not respond what they want. And even they have snapped what their belongings they have taken from them also. Nearby the horse or whatever it is, they used to snap and just send them out.
Did he answer the question? Did he answer the question?
Means
the question was Jushi Gangdru more disciplined?
He said, yeah, it was the more disciplined.
They had more discipline.
After this one discussion was made. After the agreement was made.
No.
After that.
But in general, it's a general question, but the people who fought in Jushi Gangdru, were they generally, in general terms, more disciplined than these other people he's talking about, these other fighters, yeah? Because there were people who were fighting under Jushi Gangdru, and Chogyal Dorjee was making a strong distinction between these people and the Kampas who were just fighting on their own or whatever.
Did they have those problems?
So in the Jushi Gangdru forces, were they more disciplined? Did they act better? Do you understand?
Understood.
Yeah.
Then the normal.
Then the other guys.
Normal Kampa.
Yeah.
That I'm Jushi Gangdru beach or in war. Did I any Kampa Shema Kamu the Roa? And couldn't you Porola any Keper de Yadu Chopatani, Jushi Gangdru be Yado, any Kampa Shema?
제가 얘기 원인 저번도 원인 식으로 봐. 비도 따로 구구 유니게 지금 뭐일 뭐 리머지티 주고 봐. 저것도 trojan 거를 드라이브 매래.
like Shambaka Ribata Tej.
저번도 딱 제시거는 뭐만 이번도 딱 거다 가요 말와. 그것도 전에는 포고리다. 고마장은 미리 딱 포디 지수로 여기 식도 와. 그래서 뭐지네 뭐야고 지네 딱 거기다 가봐 줘요나. 가는 건데 리치기야 리모트 때 주고 딱 차도도 때 소야야 뭐 혼자 배심이 아니지. 당연히 이백이잖아 와. 되지만 아주 리슨 다화로 세로 그 시에도 텔바이 제가 좀 전에 다 초경 뒤세기 말에 난게 둘러들 멍키래. 둘러 키저리 기면 오이시 증사를 대저때 주머니 하고 거와 대저 야시가 말 어서 가지 콘서트 뽕들 봐서서 누가 놓치는 같이 수도 제래 내리지 나고 생겨 말다고 생말와
Jushi Gangdru was a more pattern than the normal Kambas who arrived.
Better reputation.
The reputation was there.
Okay.
They come what they really needed and ask for it.
They would ask for what they wanted,
what really
not
they
just
needed,
take it.
not just snap or anything like that. Rest Kampa, they do anything and especially to give the more problems to the women.
Okay.
This and was done.
Okay. And you mentioned Gompo Tashi. What did he say about Gompo Tashi? I heard him say it twice.
He said that the Gompo Tashi, the Kotobar, like Kami Katu Chung ran.
And Gompo Tashi, according to Terry Chuyamare, Terry Chuyamar, Terry Yomala, Gompo Tashi, and Gazil Mrs. Demia, Magadi Turwala. Magaku, Magad Gompo Tashi, Magadi, the Luri.
Not the Gompo Tashi, the Chogyal Dorjee mistake coming out of the
tell you, you do to the Kesha, but tell you.
There was not personally met, correspondent was through the letters that you should not give my problem to my people, and if you are real child from the Shishikandu, then I'll give all this benefit to you, but should not give in like that. He was corresponded direct to the
Chogyal Dorjee
wrote
a letter to
Gompo Tashi about all this.
About this problem.
All the problems occurred, and so in further it should not occur, and what returns is needed, we'll pay for it.
And it did get better. It did improve. Yeah. Well, this guy sounds a very interesting guy. This Chogyal Dorjee. Another character, Lobsang Tenzin and Chogyal Dorjee. We got 2 movies here, right? Interesting. So when Chogyal Dorjee went through his thamzing session, were you asked to attend?
Chogyal Dorjee thamzing test don't you to and dig on a Kyerong mixed did that.
I was looking at me to him, the vet. Correct. You was almost not ready.
And thamzing tongue to Gane.
Thamzing are going to
the pattern shore, and thamzing tongue would land delicate.
Do you marry? You was a Thamzing down, you marry.
Okay.
Juro, you said it and the that Nazirabra. Kodijin, there with the Koyi, Koyi, other chasing, get Euro. This is any Thamzing one on the Dangami, Thamzing one on the Jamil Lamsudrosai. Could Jews Harava, Jews and Lamsudri, Gontam to the Thamzing of Dangmasusa. Missing Gontam, you married Thamzing, I married. Your Hashi do your Thamzing, La Tamido. Mari mesi mangu yore ta ka mesi ke shiro
mixing and you put some choose.
I didn't mix him into. I didn't mix him into.
During the thamzing station, myself was left and went to the road construction.
And you heard
that it was given thamzing to the.
But never saw it.
Never saw it.
So the Chinese came and recruited you into road construction. What you said he went to road construction. How did that happen? Who told him to go?
The pedant care Lamsula Perra, Lamsula $2. Lamsus Lamgas or $2.
Hello, Lamsun, the Muslims are Miteri, Mitegi. Lumokore, Jimmy. Magi Yangzi Ural, Yangzi Turini, Panagaziche, Nagazin, Donuche, Tibet, Kagans, and also Chumusture. Maybe. So she is really she isn't Juni. Which I don't get to you. Towaka, Honey, I'm broken. I don't know what Lamsu do it.
Lamsu Horse.
Yangzi Nagazi in the part, Donu Tibet. Yama Young, Yangzi, Renabuli Yach, and the Yesi Lancha, Kambale could to the sir. Guns on Langa Jabri, Lamsu, Yaka. Truth is mirror.
Yeah, during the road construction from Kyangkyang to Kyangkyang,
Tango Kyangzi Danuri
to Kyangkyang to Talung and this way.
Taluda Nagazi Tiny water.
Nagazi
did and daily Lumbo Ongus daily roll. They are Tolusuri, Dina Managazi pieces Ribantos Catasori.
From Talung and then Nangate or this one where construction was given, and there was almost 1,600 people during that road construction, and we are asked by the Chinese authority to come and go and do the work.
You were asked or you were told?
Kundula Chura so Katang so
Lumbo
should come and do this.
Lumbo says meeting the younger Lumba meet Lumba Shushari that knows your teeny the Mishichu.
There was in our village almost there is 40-50 members to be go. A party should go and there. So I was one person.
And these 1,600 people working, they were all Tibetans, right?
Tanda chikno to get just me lamsu chiding jora. The chata pobarwa.
별이 울린 별이.
All are totally Tibetans.
Who was? How old was the youngest people working?
The lamga le lamsu chiwe kala. Tidi kane pu lo chunju dere kagas to lo chungsho kagas inside.
뭐 진짜 대단해요. 대단 가서 너 뒤로 와. 이제 세피제 상수세 피로 와. 상수세 피리 가서 개만 되는만 숨을 쉬어라 메토. 개만 되는 저
완전 추안 되는데.
완전 소리 장게마다 되게 숨을 쉬어 메토. 용말에 가서 망고여. 망치에 호산 맞아 살아요.
During that age, myself was 23 to 4, and most also were youngsters like same to me,
Same in the
not
20s.
younger than me, all are elder than me.
So can you just describe your life during the road construction? What the conditions were like, what your daily life was like?
And the lamsu chiyo kalbi se palakyoran ke kange khare chezo khare chiyo shoge lam namga.
Actually, let's do it a different way. Let's say from the moment you got up in the morning to the moment you went to bed at night, can you tell us what you did during the day, during those 6 months?
Lamsu tawtuk chiyo kalani pedana tat peduna shoge ya ngalu.
From what time you got up and then everything?
사실 저 개체가 이모 저게 건능 가봐도 돼요.
아니 shoge ngawo lama ta ani khare chiyo.
가이지 고마라 가이지 고마다.
Chatung.
저게 소지다 칼라사이들이 소지 소지다 예랑 소지 칼라사오라 칼라사 소지 칼라사이들이 다 인구 저지 답에 저지 주디치가 dindichiliya kamangaji kamanchongaji ngasu chegri yangtris timata lega chichisa deore mas kerku shese showmar ke langal show langal nembri
Nyugu
khala soji chik chegri soji chikta kanda chungnin다는 당보 죽진다는 중립 봐도 soji mo ite mari ta tine ya konda soji ni sumbe bor yang kamanchonga chegri timata 내가 맞지 지혜형 말도 가지고 결국은 싶대 엄마는 내가 저를 맞으러 두고 가서 내가 전두 쇠셔 내가 라질 전두 쇠셔 라지 전두 쇠셔 라지 사지 디 테메들 사지 가르라 하르투도 traadil khartudo sadil khartudo gozu gocheyamya gochya kayom.
Then during the road construction I get up almost at 8 o'clock and have a huge heavy breakfast. Then we have to walk, go on a walk, and almost it will be 10 to 10:30 that there will be a break for 15 to 10 minutes. Then later it was again after 11 to 12 it will be lunch break, 1 hour lunch break. Then again we have to join the walk, and it will be almost like at 3 o'clock. There will be a break for 10 to 15 minutes. And later at 5 up to 5 we have to continue walking. If we walk us we cannot try to escape from the walk, because there was lots of competition within we made to how to be walked, and it made a category that person this will complete such and always was exciting to finish it up the walk.
So there was competition
within made, and there was a paid, even there's some salaries also.
There was some salary.
Salaries also paid.
What time did you finish work in the evening? I wasn't clear.
It was 5 o'clock.
Oh, you stopped at 5 o'clock. And what were your sleeping conditions like?
And did lamsu lega chidagani yensa da dede khande na.
Kurjek.
So khande kur khande.
Kurje mi mogu de ba de mi chu stamina. Mi chu ji mbari. Chu je kur ba de retik. We
used to live in tent. This was given by the Chinese authorities. In that tent we used to stay 10 to 15 people together. It's a very big tent.
Very big tent. And what were you paid? And how were you paid?
In Palakana, Lacha Kandisawar.
Lacha that Antiridal. Tangazu deva in the pity in the carry in the military in the Joro, the Ponsa in the Sidu, Kumba is Lajor. Pity Jatamba, Pity Jatamba, Sevi, Pity Jatamba. Try in the trial of Laja, Sasagi, and Sasayamo Lajas. Koran is sick and the trial did pity the legal specialty to lay.
The salary was paid according to the work. After we have to carve the stones or like that will be separate. If we have to dig the mud, that will be separate. It is categories wise of the work.
Okay.
How it was hard and this.
Would you describe it as a decent salary?
That larger than the chick, they were like and the larger the kan Tobakang, they were to
I
100.
think what demonstrate.
La.
Could leg demonstrate, could leg the kinds of Yemi legacy that the one that is obviously to all the software tending me mango twins in the geomare. Legacy and coaching register your own design as paper bomb shots. Jimmy Collins meet the ceiling in Amdu to Junction and Misto. But Pigage they think the Pagita, Pevorisha, consecutive tongue miss. Me pay a watch meet. In it to the legage and was meet them with a larger the second mission to go with the cars. Tea young meet the rally like such a tea young as your one. Such tea young Jamirare. Column of Pivot, Los Angeles mission to take out Yangze, the kind of quick. Jimmy Kayodoa, Cochin, Tuck and the Tiringi, Mazoviro, and the legacy of Wincha in the couldn't put Yatamali in the wall, put it Yatam by the Kujirva. Kujen Sadine Depop, Younger Jashim, this year's Laura, this year's as a computer, younger pretty jazz, and I had the image of the so doing Mary, so doing Mary. The latter to the Yimadun Jago, you want to debut Jashim. Kokora Yung, Jogo Youngs, the Kulas of the teacher America Tidua, Mazuko later than the Tikarsa. Semi or Tete Semi. This key also the key. Jamie Mujaga the Taro from King, Jamie Mutete said, "Tell my chicks the Jews dieters." She didn't teach us shoot. Cook has a nigger in the Charter Trust, Jalin is showing some suggestion, Terra, what Mrs. Jonga to win some to win the shoes to go to mother. Lagadilla Lato, the mother teachers in life having to.
There was no notice that what salary was given. Just what daily wise, what we have completed, that is the person we kept, the how size he was completed, how it was just it was noted down, and every weekly or every twice in a week, weekly, it was loaded with the coins of Chinese on the ashes, and they come and just distribute to them. And we were not noticed what is the value this and that, just collect it and go away.
What kind of coin were they? Tibetan coins?
It was like giving sugar. It is the paper of the Chinese.
Tomate the diameter of the John usually Romindo. The sugar sour tossing. On the remaining house, sugar Mavaja, that is yours.
There is this one note of the Chinese. It was
not coins.
Not coin. It's a note, and it was quite soundful also. It's what just counting his voice was coming something like that.
It made a sound?
It made a sound. It was something, while counting the money, it was sound was something different.
Really?
Yeah.
But then it was Chinese money, so could you use it?
Pala lamsu chiogala lo chidung gupta khajusre.
Lamsu chiogala chidung gupta ngapju chuji ta ngapju ngarku da chuji baru dire.
Are tidu kala ni phebe ki ngui pejo emara.
Yomar da gemi pali sen phebe tesa mido ka kora jongo kor phechi juri.
There was use of Chinese because it was the 1960s and 59s.
So that was the currency.
The currency used by the Chinese.
Kunje langa sugu le songa chunji chunjire yungusi. Kora songa chunji chunji yungusi. Kora songa chunji yungusi. Da yo 공부도 때오라. Da 현대 게다 배배 문이 절레를 담았던 거로도 그 연점절로 돌로지기 샤모를 든데 돌로 여지 도마 um수야고 든데 땡에 요걸 개 저거 어쩌래 샤샤래 봐 라스 개 말라 코로 풀이 야타을 가지 유니 고장만 사서는 도다지는 떼샤마도 미켜라 디투를 키로 디투스 라이요 말이 딜는 가서 또 민지도 또 맞이지 샤로 안 당내 신중을 미지샤 라디니 지고 떼버마도 그 대전에 디세요 말이
because the work what we done was a group wise their salary gives. So if he is a hard worker or he is a less worker or he is the cooker of the family and a group, but divided will be equality during that time. There is no difference with the salary who work hard or who did less work or like that. It was group wise work was there.
Oh, but the groups would be paid differently if they did more work. So then you would like try to have your group do better than
faster than them.
Why did you stop working on the road crew after 6 months? What happened?
The took shalani lamso la khachini dome.
근데 lamso 거 샤르.
La.
샤르 lamso.
재미거는 샤르.
샤르. 고 가르치지 양지 터린 생이 줘라. 디바도 양지 종이 되고 뭐냐 랑가 신주 여러 봐. 다 터린이 야체니 샤자 야데니야 체니 롱마다 디불이야 도도된데 링교롱되게 야샤니 나가지게. 나가지. 나가지 수용 원고생이 나가지 가서 돌lun게로 와. 돌lun게. 돌lun이 원고생이 용 원고생이 나가지게. 나가지 보던 거면이 컴발레 랑가지 없는 거 랑가디 요리. 나가지 보디 요리. 저 내내 봐 뒤순다 녀를 랑가 들려서 하라. 등에 녀를 랑가 요 말아. 마 녀를 줘라. 마마 줘라. relation 마심 줘라. 랑가디 대게셔리. 다 뒤산에 그 뭐요 말. 마 장질 마티냐. 레나 융르싱이 장소거를 부분에 롱지어 롱들 견데 그게 당가지 굽들라. 예시 티셔. 야 예시 티셔. 다 내가 저 용서 랑가 숨이요. 다시 솔직히 연구를 했더니 내는 하지 누구를 여러네 양적으로 보내려는 이걸 랑가 숨이요래.
After 6 months it was stopped by the Chinese authority because wherever the road is needed it was almost completed.
Okay, and so that was that. And then we're not going to be able to have time to talk about your journey and your 21 years in Bhutan. I would love to find out about that, but we just don't have time. So thank you very much for sharing your story with us. It's been really interesting. Okay, so we have one more question. Were any of your family, are you rolling? Were any of your family members asked to participate in the thamzing sessions that went on?
The thamzing no. Dikala ke palakira menake nangmi direct dinara leere.
No tinliyo mari. No tinide wala fujiyorewa tinganyibul nasure.
No one is there, only one my younger brother, he was with me in road construction and no one was in here nearby during the struggle session.
No, any other?
No, none of it. One was a small sister.
근데 가이생이 탐지딩을 나를 lumbar 겨 통해 말에 이 람시 가서 찍혔어. 그 롱완생들아. 그 잡아닐 겼어. 지간 저주로 미시 라마 그러는 분들 라마 자 심지도 뒤에 찍게 될 가서 듀라르스 나고 싶어. 라마시. 군인 탐지 먼저 된 먼저 고치고 말와. 탐지 예 망지의 양적의 휴누선소리. 양적 뒤에 개미 휴누주도 개미 휴누주사르다. 죽지 담아서 이모시나
양들라
양지 휴누여와 양지 휴누죠 휴지 소고지 나가서 소고지 여러고 근데 양주에 나가서 잡아서 고지 여러 다 거기서 간지 선비 겨울을 나비나 잡아던들 다 간다 잡을 야니 휴죠 땅에 일라고 봐 근데 미개질 직당스 미개질 당스 잡아던들 간다서 잡아던들 근데 미세가 세야 민다 거기 근데 뭐 가서 교도 뭐 가서 봐 아니 페시신 임백을 가지고 지금 오늘은 지금 예제 뭐지 매제 뭐 세러부터 딘디 계절에 맞아 지금 그 말에 미성을 도도만 말 봐. 거기서 대세 나가지 가서 relun다 둘 때문에 미리 장들만 거기서 뒤에 그 매봐 아니 미탐스 땅 거야 민도아 이니 땅 거다 거기서 개밀러 셔러 나셔러 땅이었다 농부 거래 민나 이늘한다 다 이모치시러 기억하래 예체 맞아 네 고야를 제비를 내리고다 오이셔 두로 잠발롱데 인서 원지 때려 제니 때문에 미차가 기억하래 잠바때 뭐지시 동기사 딘디지 초가 이말 공로 말 돼서 너무 믿음 때되기로서 너무 야관이 요마라 당분이 장애로도 혼자 쉬셔야 봐 쉬어야 되는 거 봐. 무슨 거 때문에 이게 랑바 경제 요마를 가서 하이 공말이 미워시게 요만 탐색을 지었다.
Yeah, none of our family was there, except my mother has been there during the thamzing session was going on. And my mother witnessed that. But my personality never witnessed, and the same that person. Even one of the witnessed which was session was faced by the two monks at Kyangkyang. And they were treated very badly, and because those who are beggar, poor, and low caste were brought and trained by the Chinese, just saying that you were not treat me very badly, this and that, and giving using all the bad words that you are not treat very badly. You treat very badly during past time, and this words was used by these people to those monks, and these two monks was faced very severe problems, and this was I witnessed during that.
You witnessed?
Yeah.
Were you made to participate in it?
Dinner pala tata ma shibeke tadi gidu bani like pala ki thong ro thamzing tawa de tadi shima de ki de longge da de ki ka tang she ki na so tang pala ki thong ro and thong ne shibeke ta de bi shibeke che
ka chong mari mang ka chong mari mang ja lam so le yor ti lam so de mo tang thun ji go re lam so ya lam so de dem dang go sha ta di ne ti
session occurred. It was called all the road constituted people to witness it.
Oh, I see.
So during that I took participate and saw all these things.
With the 2 months. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. It's been really interesting listening to you. Really, I've learned a lot. I need to ask you again. If this interview was shown in Tibet or China, would this be a problem for you?
Tangan tanda di pala ki lugi mambu chikon di tabi rwa. Di pyo da gyana la ani kisi dine pyo chikon netan dine chi di pala kachi di shen tena en kyo mar kange marwa. And no problem because no one is.
Is it okay to use your real name?
Pala kyo na mingi pyo chitang kyo marwa. No one knows me. At the age of 24 I left Tibet.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We have a small gift for you.